See, good morning. Well, is this morning? It's Saturday on a 4th. What? Look at that. I don't even know how to talk. But anyways, it's 4:30 on Saturday and that's my weekend and I am up for an episode of Curry Connects. So you better watch this month's episode. And where am I going? Well, I'm going to Pondicherry. How? Find out now. As I mentioned, I'm going to Pondicherry. Now, how am I going is Pete Arnab Bose. So, hello Arnab. Thank you so much for doing this morning and joining me on Curry Connect. Begin by telling me about your journey, hermit crab.
To talk about the hermit crab, I'll have to first talk about my life here in Pondicherry, which began somewhere in 2002.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was in Calcutta. And then one fine day, I got a call saying that I have been admitted to the Sri Aurobindo International Center of Education, which is a very different school from other schools that you know around India. So anyway, 2002, I moved to Pondi, and it was a completely new life. It's like till then I was used to living in the cities, and then I came to this beautiful coastal town
Yeah.
and immediately fell in love with it. And the next 8 years would kind of shape my ideas, my thoughts, my beliefs, everything. And after I finished school, I kind of figured that this is the place that I should be. But then again, I had to move out to pursue my higher studies and look for a job and stuff.
Yeah.
But then Pondi is pretty much responsible for the hermit crab, which will come years later. Over the course of years, I figured that cooking is something that I really enjoyed. So I once just went and told my college head, I think this was around the third year of college, that, I'm not really interested in studies anymore. I would like to learn how to cook. And she was like, okay. So we went and had a word with our mess in charge, and he was more than happy to accommodate me and take me under his wing
Yeah.
and teach me the ropes. And finally, when I graduated, I was stuck with this question, ki ab kya kare? As in, like, what next? Whereas most of my friends had already figured out they have to either, immediately get into a job or go for some further studies. But I was pretty clueless. Then I ended up interning with Trident Hotels in Chennai.
Okay.
And that's how my career in the kitchen began. It was a very short career, I have to admit, but a very fruitful one. After having worked there for a couple of months, I again had this aching for coming back to Pondi. Somehow, city life was not just, you know, happening for me.
Yeah.
So I decided to come back, and I think at this point it would be apt to show you the place
Yeah.
which
I've been waiting for
start.
it.
Can you see this thatched roof building here?
Yes.
So in 2011, this place used to be known as the Bodhi Cafe. This is a initiative that was started by a friend of mine and me,
Okay.
and I was taking care of the kitchen here.
Okay.
And at that time, this beach was nothing like it is right now. It used to be far more emptier and lot less people.
Yeah.
And we used to just have this one cafe, and I used to cook here. So yeah, after a year of Bodhi Cafe, I started looking for options for culinary arts degrees and stuff.
Hmm.
And around the same time, we got to know about the small piece of land right next to Bodhi Cafe, which was up for grabs.
Hmm.
And we just, thought, let's just pick it up and keep it aside for later. We didn't really know what we were going to do with it.
Hmm.
And then I left for my studies. I went to Sikkim. I did my culinary arts course. Then eventually from there, I moved to Bangalore.
Hmm.
In Bangalore, I started working with the ITC group of hotels.
Yeah.
And I was working as a chef for almost a year. And then again, that same nagging feeling of coming back to Pondi crept in.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, be at home in the cities. So I decided pretty early on that, I'm not going to be part of the rat race, and city is not really
Your thing.
my kind of thing. So I just quit everything and I came back. And that's when we decided that we will start our own small guest house, which is the Hermit Crab. So back in 2011, this used to be just a piece of plot,
Hmm.
nothing much. And then we came up with the ideas literally over an afternoon. Me and an architect friend of mine, we just did some rough drawings and thought, how it could be. And 8 years later, this is what we have.
Wow.
My main intention was that when people come and stay here, feel at home.
Yeah.
And also over the years, a lot of reviews also have started reflecting that, it feels really nice when guests, they say things like, oh, it felt like we were staying over at a friend's place rather than a hotel or a guest house. So that's very warming and endearing. And that's when I feel that, Hermit Crab was the right thing to do.
Why was it called hermit crab?
I'm myself, I'm of that nature where I would rather be inside my shell than be outside. And also, I think somewhere the philosophy was that, in today's fast moving world, when you want to escape to a place where you want to go into hiding, shelter yourself from all that's going on outside the city, the noise and everything, this should be like a haven for those people who would just, want to come and reflect and relax and rejuvenate. Entering the Hermit Crab. So we have a very small garden as we enter,
Yes, I can see that. Beautiful.
and one small shower area for people to, just come back and get rid of the sand once they're back from the beach before entering the rooms.
Yeah.
This is the first point of contact for the guests. That's where they come and do their check-ins. And now, thanks to COVID, we have our sanitization process and the temperature checks here.
Okay. Okay.
And then from here, we have two rooms on the ground floor. This one here and this one right here.
Okay.
And then we move up to the first floor where we have three more rooms.
Okay. So in total, there are how many rooms that you have at the hermit crab?
Total, we have got five.
5. Okay.
All the design elements that you can see, it reflects the French architecture and the
Yeah.
French culture that Pondi is so well known for.
Yeah.
The guest rooms.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's very simple, very clutter-free and minimalistic.
Yeah.
There is not too much jazz around it. I don't like jazz and too many things. I have always tried to, give as many personal touches as I could to this place. So, for instance, I also have a very keen interest in photography.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
over the last 7-8 years, I have been clicking away madly on my mobile phones mostly. And
Okay.
I had a huge collection of photos with which I didn't know what to do.
Huh.
So I decided that why not just, slowly put them up in the rooms for the guests to, appreciate. So I have photos in every room, which from different parts of India, which tells a story. And
Good.
every room has a different frames and all. Ajay, he is the caretaker and my man at the Hermit Crab. He's been working with us for 3 years now, and he's an indispensable part of Hermit Crab right now, I would say. We are also a pet-friendly guest house, so if people are willing to travel with pets, then they are definitely welcome at our place.
Wow.
And if you're traveling all by yourselves and you want some pet therapy, then we have 3 beautiful dogs on the terrace. Is we have started collaborating. We have a surf school right next to our guest house. So
Okay.
people coming to Pondicherry, they can, take surf lessons from these guys and learn surfing.
Hmm.
So these people at the surf school, they have also started doing yoga. So now we have morning sessions of yoga. As you can see, it's ongoing right now.
How do people, so people do the bookings on Airbnb? And in that case, I also have another question with you, that how has it been to partner with them? And, how did you get started with that? Like, what's the process for somebody who's like probably thinking of using the platform?
Yeah, so Airbnb in India now, it has been about 4-5 years or maybe a little more. But then around the time when the Hermit Crab started, which is November 2016, if I can remember correctly, that's when Airbnb was just coming into the scene. And again, my knowledge about the hotel industry was only limited to the kitchen. And I knew very little about the three other sides of the hotel management, like housekeeping, front office, and service, F&B service, as they call it. So for me, it has been a huge learning experience in terms of how to actually run a guest house also.
Yeah.
So when I was starting out, I looked into a lot of platforms, and then I decided to go ahead with Airbnb because Airbnb, unlike other platforms, is a very host-friendly platform. You see other platforms like Oyo and Booking.com and Make My Trip and all, they are very guest-centric. So there is no security, almost next to none security for the property owners. So, sometimes what happens from these platforms, people end up booking like 3 places at once and last minute just stick to one.
Yeah.
And then the other two, they don't get any compensation for, having that room blocked for so many days. Whereas Airbnb is very host friendly that way. So they have very strict cancellation policies and it's very transparent. And as I mentioned earlier, the only way forward in Airbnb for you to thrive is your good reviews. Mostly a platform for people, who have an extra space lying around.
Yeah.
It could be, an extra room in your house, or it could be an extra studio apartment that you are not using currently and you would like to, open it up to the guests. Then Airbnb makes sense. Thanks to Airbnb, over the last 3-4 years, I have had the opportunity of, interacting with a lot of people from different walks of life. They coming and sharing their stories, and similarly me telling them about the space. Every Airbnb experience is unique from the previous one. None of them are the same.
Once they are in Pondi, what are the top local things to explore?
Pondi is a very small town, and obviously it's very heavy on the French culture because before independence it was the French which ruled here and not the British. One of the major attractions in Pondi is the French quarters, or the colonial part of the town where all the old French buildings are, and then there are churches. And you can just take a walk around these places, find small boutiques and small cafes to, just quickly grab a bite or explore some shopping. And now in today's day and age, it's a very Instagrammable place, as people would like to call it. So you will find lots of nooks and corners where you can take some really quaint photographs. A lot of people come here thinking that, it will be like party hard Goa and all, but it's not. So here you can, like, as Pondi tourism department says, give time a break.
Yeah.
That's the caption for Pondi's tourism department. So I think that's what Pondi is meant for, to give time a break, literally. So you can literally just count your days in seconds, and you can take a cycle, just go for a ride along the beach, go dip your feet. Then, as I mentioned, we have a surf school right here next to our guest house. You can go surfing, you can go scuba diving.
Okay.
And there are day trips around Pondi which are doable. So around Pondi, at a distance of, let's say, about 1.5 hours, there are lots of interesting places to see. There is this Asia's second largest mangrove forest, which is located about 70 odd kilometers from here. It's called Pichavaram. That's a day trip that you can do. Then there is this place called Jinji Fort. This
Okay.
was a fort that was built by Shivaji back in the days, and now it is under the Archaeological Survey of India. So that's also like a place to go. You can go on top of the hills all the way to the forts and see the ruins and stuff.
Okay.
Then there is Mahabalipuram, of course. Mahabalipuram is another archaeological site.
And how are you coping with this whole post-COVID scene?
We had to ensure that all our rooms are thoroughly sanitized and well maintained before, because every time a guest checks out, then we have very little time for us to turn over the room for the next guest.
Yeah.
So we took the utmost precaution to even sanitize the door handles and the other places that anyone would touch, to sanitize them completely so that it's safe for the next guest to come. And then we were doing our temperature checks. We were keeping a medical history of all the guests that were coming in. We were asking them questions like, what have you been traveling elsewhere, or have you had any medical history in the last 3-4 months? Apart from that, I think at this point pretty much things are back to normal, but with caution.
It's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for showing me around the place and for showing me the
Absolutely my pleasure. And you absolutely must take your time to come down sometime and spend time here in person rather than over a Zoom call, and experience all this in person.
And that's how you say bonjour from Pondicherry. Well, it's finally done, and I have had a day of a beautiful morning sitting at home. And I hope you did too with me. And I hope we can do many more such episodes. So please go like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow Curry Connect. And if you're in Pondicherry or around, do visit the Hermit Crab and stay with them, because it looks lovely. And I can't wait to think that it should be a lovely experience for you as well. Lots of love and stay tuned for the February edition. Looking forward.